Hello, and welcome to Tuesday. It's currently a little bit after 3, and well, we've been at this for 1300 days. If you noticed in the bar that just popped up at the beginning, it said day 1300. That means I've been doing this for that many days straight. I've been recording pretty much every day of my life since, what was it, January 1st, 2021, which is incredible to think about. Last time we did one of these 100 videos was back in April, I want to say, and I think the next one is going to be on Halloween, which is going to be very, very funny. But it's been wild. It's always been wild, trying to look back the last 100 days and think, hey, what's happened and what will happen over the next 100 days. It also serves as a nice little marker. Typically, 100 or 90 days rather is roughly the length of a season, and every 100 days, well, it's a nice round number, right? You can't really deny that. Every time I think about the last 100 days and the next 100 days, I make promises to myself and I never really keep them. I always try to get into the groove of what's going to happen, or how can I focus, or what can I do. And it never ends up working out because a lot of the times I just get busy, or things become too much, or I feel over ambitious. And that's not to say that a lot of these projects that I take on come to fruition. One that I've been talking about for what feels like almost a year now, and that has been in the works for several months, is almost gonna come true. And I'm so happy to be able to talk about that when it happens, but we'll see how that goes. Other than that, it's just a lot of stuff that I've been working on in the background, right? One of the big things that it's been going on for the past little bit would be me playing Pokemon. Currently I think Platinum is in here, and just finishing cleanup in there. I have a bunch of Pokemon games slightly off screen. My Pokewalker is right here too. And just a bunch of those things. One thing that I have really tried to, and I feel like I've been really neglecting to work on, is my Techo. Just writing in this daily is something that I haven't really done, right? I started off the beginning of the year trying to get this done. I got maybe a week, 2 weeks, 10 days. 10 days into this, and didn't really continue much. I started back up again May 1st, and I think that might have been the last time that I really got going. Just small things like that, right? A whole bunch of projects that I start and then stop, and while I try to get a lot of things done, a lot of stuff falls to the wayside. Normally, when I attempt to do things, I'll spend a good chunk of motivation getting started, and then eventually it'll fall off. And that's something that I really want to work on in the next quote-unquote 100 days. I know this feels like more of a checkup. How are we doing? How are you doing? It's been a bit since we talked. It's been a bit since I've waxed poetically about what's going on in the future and what's happened. And since April, a lot has happened, right? You know, the whole grandmother thing, going to Florida a couple times. That's been the big thing. Summer's proving to be quite busy, and tomorrow is going to be a birthday celebration, and I feel every weekend upcoming is going to be something. And there's a lot, right? But there's also the small things that we tend to overlook, right? Just small, insignificant things that, while we're taking this one day at a time, and you're joining me for that, today feels as if, we should be celebrating us in a sense. It's 100 days since we last really took a look back at what we've done. I don't really feel like too much went on in April or May. June was quite busy, but other than that, June and July have been a lot, and the rest of July will prove to be quite busy. I say that there's only a week left, but we've got something going on tomorrow and this weekend, and that's about it. For August, there's probably not going to be too much, like I said, other than family gatherings. And after September, well, who can say? Like I said, that big project is going to happen. We talked about my NeoCities that started July 1st, and I have only updated really once. I really should get on top of that, and I probably will. But, other than my massive amounts of websites, there's plenty of other stuff that I want to do. I really want to write an article about a thing, and I think I can probably get to that. Thursday, all things considered. Maybe Friday. Thursday, we're working on something else. Tomorrow is going to be party-ish kind of thing. I might bake a cake, I might not. We'll see. Friday might be prep for Saturday, and Saturday is going to be a whole event. Sunday shouldn't be too busy, but coming down from the weekend, we still might do a tiny bit of things over the weekend. We'll see. It's going to be fun. But I don't really have too many plans for the next 100 days. I've got a couple of things in mind, but nothing too major. Mostly seeing how and if I can get back on top of just everything that I've set goals for. We're about halfway through the year, and I need to really look back and see what goals I set for myself at the beginning of this year and if I can still work towards those. Pretty confident I can get a lot of stuff out of the way, but it's going to be busy, and like I said, we need to reassess, and I think every 100 days is a good chunk of time to be like, hey, how do we improve, and how do we work towards just that? What do the next 100 days have in store for us? And day 1400, well, we'll see what it looks like. There's plenty of stuff to do, and plenty of stuff to talk about. But, like I said, we're going to take it one day at a time. So, with all that said, thank you for joining me these past 100 days, these past 1300 days, and I'm looking forward to the next 100 and next 1300. And I think that's a good point to call it for today. It's going to be busy tomorrow and this weekend, but looking forward to it. Hopefully you'll stick around for that, and who knows how long. Thank you all for watching. I hope to see you tomorrow. And until then, later.